Good day everyone, my name is Mr. Chinoso. In today's class, we'll be looking at water cycle. So we'll be looking at this in base science. Remember what we did in our last class? We treated freezing point. But in today's class, we'll be looking at water cycle. Now before we go, let's look at the definition of water cycle. Water cycle is the process of water moving around between the air and land. Now you'll be asking if water moves on air. Good. We classify the air as the atmosphere and the land as the earth. We are on earth. Now there's water on earth. The ocean, the sea, the river, lake, stream, they're all water on earth. So they're all on land. Good. The atmosphere, water goes through the atmosphere through vapor. You won't see it like a gaseous movement. You won't see it. Now, we'll go through this again, the definition, and you repeat after me. Water cycle is the process of water moving around between the air and land. So we classify the air as what? Atmosphere, and the land as the earth. We are now. Good. Water cycle involves the following processes. Now we'll be looking at some of the processes of water cycle. The main agent you need to know when discussing water cycle. The number one is evaporation. Evaporation occurs when water leaves the land to the air, the earth to the atmosphere. Now we want to look at this. Water evaporates from the earth's surface. Now the earth's surface is not that the dry land. It's on the ocean, the sea, the river. So the sunlight falls on the earth. It makes the earth so hot that it boils the water on the sea, the water in any water body. So it evaporates. So it goes up as in gaseous form. So it leaves the ocean little by little and goes through the air, which is the atmosphere, through vapor. Vapor is a gaseous state. Now when you cook or when you boil your water, your kettle, you see that when it starts boiling, there's some steam. You see the steam leaving the surface of the water to the cover of the kettle. So when it settles there, you see water in form of a little droplet coming down. So that's what we call the water going up to the kettle is called is the process of evaporation. So when the sun hits the land or the earth, it evaporates the water to the atmosphere. So the water leaves the sea a little, leaves other water bodies, and it moves through It moves through the atmosphere, through the air to the atmosphere. So we want to look at this. Evaporation happens faster on a hot day. So when you see evaporation taking place, it takes place better in a hot day than cool day, because the sun during the cool day is not that active. So during the heat period, you see the sun, it is so hard that your body will be so hot, you'll be sweating. So the more the sun, the more the evaporation. That's why after heat season comes down the rainy season, because of the lot of heat, lot of water lot of water leaving the earth to the what? Atmosphere. So when you look at this system, you see that after each season comes the raining season, because of what? The sun has heated the atmosphere, the land for a while. That happens to what? Take some of this water to the atmosphere. Now let's look at the next word, agent, which is what? Condensation. Condensation, water condenses to form cloud. Water condenses to form clouds. It is the process of water turning from a gas into a liquid. Now remember we said what? In evaporation, water turns from what? Liquid to gas. From liquid state to gaseous state for what? Evaporation. Water changes from liquid state to what? Gaseous state. But in condensation, water changes from what? Gaseous state to what? Liquid state. Now when you look at your stove, your pot, your boiling water, after the water must have what? Leave the pot to the what? Surface of the cover, you see that with time it starts dropping because it has what? Gathered, and it now what? Form liquid. From gaseous state it now changes to what? Liquid state. So whenever you hear the transformation of gaseous state to liquid state, you are talking about condensation. Condensation is the transformation of gas into what? Liquid. Evaporation is the transformation of liquid to gaseous state. You need to know this form, that one is from liquid to gas and the other one is from gas to liquid. Now with this we look at the third word, agent, which is what? Precipitation. Precipitation, we have what? Water falls back to the earth. So when water droplets get heavy enough, they fall back down to earth in different ways. Now after this condensation has taken place, the water gathers and what? Start what? Forming cloud. When it starts forming cloud, it gets heavy that it has to fall back to the earth. This is what? Transformation of water from one state to another. Remember, it starts from gaseous before going to liquid and now coming down. From evaporation, now we are now in precipitation. Now water can fall back to the earth in different ways. Now we have one is called liquid water, which is the rain. You see rain falling always, which is called liquid water. The other way water can touch the earth is through what? Frozen water. We call it snow. You know snow? Yes. In part of the world, you see snow falling down. So this is what is, it is under precipitation. So it falls back to the earth as snow. And the other form as what? Big pieces of frozen water, which is called what? Hail. So with these processes, you'll be able to what? Define and explain a water cycle. Remember, the first stage is what? Evaporation. It must start with evaporation. Without evaporation, I don't think this process will be what? Alive. Remember that water cycle speaks about the what? Transportation of water from the land to the earth and back to the what? Earth. So it goes up and comes back. That is it. So evaporation is the first stage, which is what? Water evaporates from the earth's surface. So it must start with evaporation. Now we'll be looking at the diagram of water cycle. Now this is the sun. The sun hits the earth. The sunlight hits the earth, the surface of the earth. Remember, it's not eating just the solid part, it's eating both the solid and liquid parts of the earth. Remember that the water on earth covers majority of the land, majority of the portion of the earth. About 70% of water is gathered the earth. So remember that water is more what? It's more bigger than the solid part of the earth. So when the sun hits the earth, it is the water also, and the water also goes up through what? Vapor form by the process of what? Evaporation, from the liquid to gaseous state. It goes up to the what? Atmosphere. It goes up to the what? Atmosphere. It goes up to the atmosphere. So when it goes up, it now what? Gather. It gather a little, keep gathering until it forms what? A cloud. This cloud now changes to what? Liquid, which is what? Condensation. This transformation of gas to liquid. So this process now creates what? What we have as what? Cloud. The cloud now, when it's now heavy, it draws back what? It draws back to what? To the earth as what? Precipitation. So when water comes back to the earth, it is called precipitation. When water goes to the atmosphere, it is called what? Evaporation. So when water leaves the land to the atmosphere, you should know that this is called what? Evaporation. But when water falls back to the earth, it's called what? Precipitation. And when water gathers in the atmosphere, it's called what? Condensation. That means the water is changing from gaseous state to liquid state. Remember, we have to what? Know these terms very well. Evaporation, condensation, and precipitation. Because I'll be asking you this: what is evaporation, and what is condensation, and what is precipitation? I might interchange this to know if you truly understand or you follow up with all this illustration written on the board for you. Remember, you'll be having some exercises to do. Do have a wonderful day. Please do your homework and have a wonderful day. Bye.